Hello friends, Kishan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In previous video tutorial we have seen one of the use cases of thread local class. In this video tutorial we are going to look another use case of thread local class. Here we are taking the use case where thread local is useful when we want to have a thread safe instance and we don't want to use synchronization as the performance cost with synchronization is more. One such use case when simple date format is used. Since simple date format is not thread safe, so we have to provide the mechanism to make it thread safe. Now let's try to understand how thread local can be used by storing separate instance of simple date format for each thread. So here I am going to create a project and there we'll try to understand how we can achieve the synchronization using thread local. So here what use cases we have discussed, based on that I'm going to create a project. Project name already we have created is called local thread java 8 method demo 2, and here I have created a class is called client test. So and I'm going to create a one more class, it's called thread local demo, and this guy is going to implement runnable interface. Okay, now here I'm going to create a variable private static final thread local, and I'm gonna use generics and simple date format. And let's suppose variable name is date format itself, and here I'm going to create new thread local with generics, but here just simply creating an object of thread local. I'm going to create a anonymous class of it. So let's create anonymous class of it, and here I'm going to override method. Okay, so let's specify generics over here, and here I'm going to override initial value, right? As we have discussed in previous video tutorial, initial value is a protected method, so you cannot directly access in another package. So either you will have to subclass of local thread and you override initial value, or you can create a anonymous inner class, right? So that is already given in the Java doc. So here what I am trying to do, I have overridden initial value, and let's try to print a SOP. I would say initializing simple date format for I can print the thread name as well, right? So thread name we can print over here. Okay, now and we can return new simple date format, and here we can specify the pattern. So DDMM and Y format. Okay, so this way we have completed this anonymous class, and let's write a SOP here, and I'm writing thread run execution started for, and here you can print the thread name like earlier. Okay, now again we can print out one more message and saying that date formatter pattern is date formatter, and date formatter is nothing but is an instance of thread local, so we can call the get method on it. This will return to the instance of simple date format, and we can call to pattern method. Okay, and final SOP I'm going to print saying that formatted date is format.get dot, we have a format method, and here we can pass today's date itself. So Ctrl+Shift+O for organize import. Okay, and what I'll do, let's create a main method in this class itself. So or you can say we have already created a client class separately, right? So we can make use of this. So what I say I will do, I'll create a object of this runnable class, and let's create a two threads. Let's say thread 1, and new I'm going to use a constructor like this constructor which takes first argument as a runnable and second argument as a thread name itself. So runnable object we have already demo, and let's say this thread name is thread 1. Let's say this is thread 1, and let's create one more thread object, say thread 2, and let's start these two threads. So we have a start method, and thread 2 I'm going to start again. Okay, now let's run it and see what output we are getting. Now you can see the output saying that thread run execution is started for thread 2, again thread run execution is started for thread 1, initializing simple date format for thread 2, so separately, and again initializing simple thread simple date format for thread 1. So this is initializing for both threads, right, and that is date format pattern is called for both threads, and finally formatted date is getting displayed for these two local thread local, right? So you can notice that a simple date format instance is created and initialized for each thread, right? So this is the second use cases we have seen over here. In this case, you don't require the explicit synchronization for simple date format. You can make use of the local thread local, right? So when we talk about the thread local, then some of the key points you should keep in mind, thread local provided another alternative to thread safety apart from synchronization, explicit synchronization. With thread local, each and every thread has its own thread local variable. One thread cannot access modify other threads thread local variable. Thread local instances are typically private static fields in classes that wish to associate a state with a thread. So these are the points you need to keep in mind. So I hope you enjoyed learning this video and you understood what the use case of thread local. But before wrap up this demo, here I can tell you, here instead of specifying, instead of overriding initial value, you can make use of the Java 8 method, that is nothing but the with initial, right? This will work very similar to how initial value works, and we'll have a less amount of code over here, right? So that thing I can leave as a homework for you, right? So thanks for watching this video, and this code I am going to upload on the GitHub, and GitHub location I will specify in the video description itself. And if you like this video, then please subscribe my YouTube channel, and thanks for watching this video, and see you next video.